I know I got my rap. I got 2 minutes to like everybody else did, but let's do this. Well, we're suffering in other communities. If you can sell out one part of Queens and say I protected myself, but I sold out the rest of Queens, other communities of color, then you need to be held responsible for all your actions. Not just that you protected a small circle, a small light, but what did you do to protect the rest of Queens when we are being disenfranchised and moved out of our neighborhoods? If you didn't take action just for yourself, you didn't take action for all of Queens, then don't ask to represent all of Queens now. That's the struggle we're having. You need fair representation, you need to have a voice of somebody who's willing to have that fight, not compromised by any developer money, because everybody up here at this table has taken that money. Regardless of what they say, you can check the facts, and newspapers already reported it. You need somebody clearly who's going to have the community's interests first and not be compromised. I thank you very much for the opportunity. I know they'll comment about me after I leave, but we go through this all the time. Thank you for having us, but I did.
Listen, I think, anybody can get a check from anybody and be compromised. And let me just remind people that I'm the only candidate in this race who turned in people who tried to bribe him, right? We can't be bought. We will drive a hard bargain. I don't care if you give me 160 or you won. That is not going to influence our decision making on any project. So we've received support from a
big special interests or billionaires. Our campaign has the lowest average donation of any of the candidates who have gotten matching funds, about $173. We're making sure we have over 1,300 contributors who have given to our campaign, and I'm proud to, the real estate industry and I have had a rocky relationship. The Post called me a greedy progressive in 2014 because we held a developer accountable to make sure we got a hard bargain for our neighborhood. We need to drive those hard bargains all the time. When we passed the Climate Mobilization Act last year, the Real Estate Board of New York wanted to write the bill. We fought back and passed it. And we ensure, and they still have a report right now on how our bill is going to hurt Queens families. Now how it hurts Bronx families, Brooklyn families, Manhattan families. Why do you think that is? Because they're worried that if I get into the borough president's office, I'll continue to be a strong advocate for Queens and take them on.
Thank you. Next question.
I'm running to be next Queens Borough President. I do really apologize for being late this evening, as I was still performing my duties as a council member in my own district. I'm still doing my day job and take it very seriously, as I know Donovan does as well. We both are working hard. The three jobs of the borough presidency. Number one is land use. So as I said before, making sure we have affordable, on city property, 100% affordable, drive hard bargains on private development, and ensure that the men and women who work and help build those buildings can afford to live in the neighborhoods. When you think about the budget that we have, $40 to $70 million a year in city capital, we need to confront the climate crisis with the urgency that it deserves. So that means having a deputy borough president for sustainability and resiliency, solarizing and green roofing in a city building in Queens, and investing in green space. We need to make sure our kids get out of trailers. There are 100+ trailers here in Queens. We need to get them out of those old spaces into 21st century learning spaces and invest in science, STEM, and technology in every school. And then as your borough president, your fighter, as your county executive, is fighting for better transit by getting a voice in the MTA, leading a borough-wide transportation plan, having satellite offices to serve the most diverse county in the world, and hiring people in my office that speak the languages that are Queens. Everything from fixing the potholes on Jamaica Avenue to making sure that why is it that immigrant communities are underserved in funding? Not just in the borough president's office, but to mayoral funding, to city council funding. We need to make sure that we're connecting, be that connectivity. And then being the chief census officer of Queens. This election is going to happen March 24th. The census is going to begin right after. We need to make sure that we are having this count of our lifetime, because we need to make sure everyone gets counted, because we lose resources. So again, my name is Costa Constantinides. You can check my website at votecosta.com. I'm so grateful to being here this evening and being able to share our ideas and how we move Queens and transform Queens together. Have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you, Costa. I'm New York City Councilmember Donovan Richards, an honor to now run for Queens Borough President. Listen, all the things that the borough president will be tasked with, we've done over the course of the last 6 years. I've chaired 3 key committees: the zoning committee, environmental protection. I like to say I warmed the seat for Costa. and also public safety, which is very important to our communities because we not only look to make sure that the police department was keeping New York City safe, but also pushed them on a lot of the reforms, including marijuana justice. We secured $2.2 billion for infrastructure for Queens. We are building, I mean, we're not talking about what we're gonna do when it comes to the affordability crises. In my district alone, we are shepherding in 6,000 units of 100% financed affordable housing. But we not only leverage that to build the housing, it was about ensuring that we fix the inequities in our communities. So we leveraged that to build a new $40 million library, to get $200 million in park money, to make sure that the schools that did not have the investment, we leveraged that to put $50 million into our local schools. We know how to leverage a deal when we're at the table for our communities' upliftment without pushing our communities out. So if you're looking for the candidate who's done it already, who has the record on leading on land use, who's done the work on infrastructure, I also passed bills to now mandate green roofs and solar panels on roofs. If you're looking for someone who's done the work on immigrant reform and pushing the NYPD to not working with ICE and investing in many of the organizations that do great work to provide social services, to protect the social safety net of our communities, I'm the candidate you're looking for. Son of an immigrant. I don't think the story is any different than many of you who sit right here. Our families came here with a big American dream. Some of us have endured the nightmare a little bit, but I think we can work to make sure that Queens is this big borough of Queens and that we celebrate our diversity as people look to build walls across our country. So thank you.
Thank you. So this brings us to the conclusion of tonight's candidates forum. First, I want to thank the candidates, ones that are here and ones who have left.